Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system. It looks roughly like our moon, but instead of orbiting the Earth, it's actually orbiting the Sun. And not only is it orbiting the Sun, it's actually the planet that is closest to the Sun by far. And also, Mercury has no moons of its own. It's simply too small to attract any foreign objects, at least that close to the Sun. On Mercury, there are no earthquakes, and that's because the planet is completely dead. And by dead, we mean there are no geological activity on Mercury. It has no moving core. It's a solid rock, but a very large one at that. Mercury has actually been hit by a lot of meteors, and some of them bigger than others. One meteor that hit Mercury has left a crater with a diameter wider than 1,500 kilometers. This crater is called Caloris Basin. And now you might think that because Mercury is the planet closest to the Sun, surely it must be the warmest planet as well. But this is not the case. But while Mercury may not be the hottest planet in our solar system, it's still scaldingly hot. It's actually above 400 degrees Celsius during daytime on the planet. And when I say it's hot during the daytime on Mercury, of course I mean the part of the planet that is facing the Sun, because there's always a part of the planet covered in shadow, and this shadow is called nighttime. As I'm sure you all know, then the closer you are to a source of heat, the warmer it gets. But the reason for Mercury not being the hottest planet in our solar system is because it has no atmosphere. And an atmosphere acts like a coat. And without a coat, all the heat simply bounces off the surface of the planet and straight into space again. But while it's incredibly hot during the daytime, it's actually freezing during the nighttime, where temperatures can reach all the way down to minus 180 degrees Celsius. This means that the surface of Mercury actually has temperatures reaching far below anything we see on Earth. And Mercury was the god of communication, trade, and quickness. Besides all that, he was also the god who took the dead to the underworld by ferrying them over the ocean of the dead. In 2004, NASA sent a space probe towards Mercury, and it has actually taken the probe 7 years to reach its destination. As soon as you're out in space, the distances are so vast that any travel takes years. And this space probe was called Messenger, and it was sent to Mercury to take pictures and complete other complex analytical tasks that will teach us a lot more about the planet. The picture it takes and the data it gathers is sent back to Earth via radio waves. The frequency of radio waves are not very high, and that means these radio waves do not contain a lot of data. But that is exactly why they're perfect for space. That means they can travel far, but it does require a bit of patience, because the data we receive takes quite a while to get here. Mercury is really close to the Sun, and because of this, it also has the record for getting around the Sun in its orbit the fastest. It actually only takes Mercury 88 days to complete its orbit around the Sun. But even though it's extremely fast at traveling in its orbit around the Sun, then it's very slow at turning around its own axis. It actually takes Mercury 58 days just to turn one time around its own axis. And that means that a day on Mercury is actually 58 Earth days long.